The lonely little cloud. In a sky filled with big, fluffy clouds, there was one tiny cloud named Puffy. Unlike the others, Puffy was small, soft, and often ignored. The bigger clouds would gather together, forming thunderstorms, shading the earth, and sometimes even painting the sky with beautiful sunsets. But Puffy had no special job. One day, Puffy looked down at the world below and sighed. "I wish I could do something important too," he whispered. He watched as the river sparkled, the trees swayed, and the birds flew freely. Puffy longed for an adventure, a purpose. The wind's advice. As Puffy drifted alone, the wise old wind noticed his sadness. "Why do you look so gloomy, little one?" the wind asked gently. "I'm too small to make rain. I'm not fluffy enough for shade." "I feel useless," Puffy replied. The wind chuckled. "Everyone has a purpose, even the smallest cloud. Why don't you travel the world and find your own special gift?" Puffy's eyes brightened. "Really? I can go on a journey?" "Of course. Just follow the breeze and see where it takes you," the wind said with a playful swirl. Excited, Puffy took a deep breath and let the wind carry him forward. Meeting the desert. Puffy's first stop was a vast, golden desert. The sand shimmered under the scorching sun, and there was not a drop of water in sight. Puffy noticed a small cactus looking up at him. "Hello, little cloud," said the cactus. "Are you bringing rain?" Puffy frowned. "I wish I could, but I don't have enough water inside me." The cactus smiled kindly. "Even your shade would be a gift in this hot desert." Realizing this, Puffy stretched as wide as he could, covering the cactus with his soft, cool shadow. The cactus sighed in relief. "Thank you, Puffy. Even a little cloud can bring comfort." Feeling proud, Puffy waved goodbye and continued his journey, helping the thirsty birds. As Puffy floated over a dry valley, he saw a flock of birds struggling to find water. Their beaks were dry, and their wings were heavy with exhaustion. "Poor birds," Puffy thought. "I wish I could help them." Just then, he remembered what the bigger clouds did: rain. He squeezed himself tightly, trying to gather moisture. At first, nothing happened. But then, drip, drop. Tiny droplets fell from Puffy, landing gently on the thirsty birds. "Water." "Oh, thank you, kind cloud," chirped the birds, drinking happily. Puffy beamed with joy. He had made a difference. A gift for the little girl. Puffy continued his journey until he saw a small village. A little girl sat on her porch, staring sadly at the sky. Puffy drifted closer and heard her sigh, "I wish I could see a rainbow." Puffy thought for a moment. He had seen big clouds make rainbows before, but could he do it? He looked around and saw a river sparkling in the sun. An idea popped into his mind. He floated just above the river and released the last few drops of water he had. As the sunlight passed through them, a beautiful rainbow appeared. The little girl gasped in delight. "A rainbow! Thank you, little cloud." She waved happily at Puffy. Puffy felt his heart swell with happiness. Even though he was small, he had made people smile. The cloud with a purpose. As Puffy floated back home, he no longer felt useless. He had given shade, helped thirsty birds, and even made a rainbow. When he returned, the big clouds were surprised. "Where have you been, Puffy?" they asked. "I went on a journey and found my own way to help," Puffy said proudly. The wise old wind smiled. "See? Even the smallest cloud can do great things." And from that day on, Puffy was no longer just a tiny cloud, he was a cloud with a purpose, ready to bring joy wherever he went.